Hi, Ian.
I am.
Long time no speak.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Well,
By the time I get on, you go off.
oh no, yes, that's my, it's just last few weeks has been a bit variable and whatever. Well, are you a late night modeler? Is that what you're telling me?
Oh, no, I'm not. I haven't got really any time at the bench at all in this past
Oh
few
my,
weeks.
I know the thing. I'll probably only be on for half an hour or something. I don't know how long we do. About 10 o'clock maybe. Not. I was expecting to start much earlier, but as usual, life intervened. Um,
But
I
she who must be over.
Oh, I know. Well, that's not in all other things as well. Someone's just away there. I'm fixing a computer for someone. Hi, Andy. Hi, Wayne.
Hiya.
I have to pay the bills as well, so um, I'm surprised, Wayne, you got paying the amazing plastic second anniversary.
Well, no, I had
Good morning.
time from work.
But that was was it midnight? I'm just saying, Keith, I was disappointed not to be in attendance last night.
Yeah, it was quite good, wasn't it? Did you get a chance to have a bit of a watch back?
Yeah, it was very much of a, yes, we're wonderful, yes, well done. Hi, Andy, can you
It
hear me?
was good,
Okay?
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you on your PC at last?
No, I'm on my phone still. Just
Oh,
trying to
right,
stop
okay.
my iPad.
Place is looking better anyway.
Getting there, bit by bit.
Just, I don't know if you know Andy, Keith.
No. Hi, Andy.
Um, Andy used to be one of our regular on all the time guys, and then due to moving house and different reasons, he's been building a man cave here, and that's sort of been a work of big time effort over the last 3 months.
Time effort, I'd say blood, sweat and tears. But
But it looks the part now. You've got it to where you want it to be.
it's getting there. Still unpacking stuff.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's normal.
Well, Andy, I can relate to that.
You're okay. You're on a house. You're fine.
No, I had to build the damn thing.
Oh well. Okay. The whole house. That's different. We're just building a shed or something else. Yeah. And what's going to be the first build then, Andy?
I ain't got a clue.
Just whatever takes your fancy.
Whatever falls on the bench, I don't know yet.
Oh, I know. Well, that's the same thing. I mean, I've started doing this Mad Max Beetle now, and I'm trying to cut out what do you call it? The metal bits inside the vehicle to support a thingy cage,
Roll cage.
roll cage. Thank you, Wayne. It's just this my age. I forget the words for things. Yes. So I'm just trying to figure out a way to do it. I probably will end up using just straws, like normal straws you use for drinking straws, just for easiness. But they may be too large, so I'm trying something else in the meantime.
Chop them up.
Oh yeah. Well, I know about that. Yes, I had thought of that as well. I have them sitting here. Streets across. I had used them before. Yep. They're what would you glue them with? Just glue them with some kind of.
Anything that sticks. CA.
Don't know, but CA is fine. I'm finding a CA is fine if you're just tacking something. You want to try out a layout.
That's the thing.
A permanent job, no, I wouldn't use it. It's let me down.
Those earbud Q-tip things, they're not brilliant for working with like that, and they're not brilliant. You've got to scuff them before you paint them as well.
Yeah. But funny, I can't think. What was the last thing I used them for? Something I can't think what it was now.
But it's cheaper than the buying the old evergreen by the packet.
Oh yeah, I mean I have some of I've got loads of aluminium and brass, the really fine stuff, but it's just crazy prices. So, and it will take a fair bit of this to do it. What about is your vehicle finished, Wayne? Oh, hey, that's Mr. Quick here. Let's have a look.
Quit.
Yeah.
I've still got put that stuff on it. The
Oh, by the way.
plate,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just gonna stick it on random places, but I've got to paint it, weather it, damage it before it goes on.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, I've started my Shelby Cobra.
Oh, we're under the cars big time now. Yeah. Everyone seems to have gotten the car bug for some reason. Very nice.
Yeah, I got to get the right green for it.
How fluorescent is it? Is it a like a
It's going to be metallic green colour.
what? Will you just use a rattle can then?
Pardon?
Will you just use a rattle can?
Yeah, but there's about 8 different shades, really dark to really light. I just want to get the right shades.
I mean, it's interesting. It's the Mad Max thing. That idea of Jack certainly made everyone sort of try something different. I mean, I've almost finished this thing. Last week was terrible. I just didn't get much time at all. I just a few things to add to it. Some decals and wing mirrors, but I'm very happy with the way it turned out. So Phil has the 2 bumpers to go on. That's the only thing.
I honestly don't know when I'm going to work on this.
Oh, the 1/24 scale, is it?
Yeah.
Is it a good kit or a bad kit?
I don't. I'm not really looked at it, but not really. They've improved it a lot. It's the riveting. The riveting's detailed.
And is it raised or indented?
It looks great. It looks really drawn into. I don't look at the parts.
Are you doing it out of the box or doing anything different with it?
I may do it as well, but I'll try and leave as much of the palette off as I can. And then
and what are you up to 8? And are you still at a Mosquito, or I can't remember the last time I spoke to you what you were doing?
I'm running out of steam on the Mosquito. I'll be quite honest. So it's 99% finished to him.
Right.
It's that horrible period of time when you sort of shoot finished already and it lingers about and cobwebs start to get on it. And
I know it's a bit like, I know Randall gets it. Randall's very he'll build an aircraft much more detailed probably than I would, but well, I would like to do better in the future, but it's still things time every time. I have a few days off this week stuff done, but if it's like the last time I was off, I probably won't. I'm waiting for some stuff. Craig and Andrew Campbell have both been very generous. They sent me some bits and bobs. Craig has barrels that'll fit this, so I can duplicate this effect of the barrels on the side of the vehicle, I hope. And Andrew had some suitable tires because the ones I had ended up much too big. They look okay, but they're just much too big for the vehicle. So I had looked into buying some stuff, but it was crazy for a couple of 1/24 scale lorry tires. £9 each or something, or £9 for a set of 2, and I would need 3 sets. No, I'm not that dedicated. I'll persevere and make do with what I've got. No more excitement, anybody? Nothing? Nah, nobody's heard any more thing about the Star Wars stuff. Like I think we may end up with a 1/4 scale Millennium Falcon from Revell, not the 1/72. Faint mold. It sounds like it's going to be that one, not the bigger one.
see all the Bandai stuff is getting a lot of plaudits there.
Oh, I mean, but I have the X-wing, the 1/72 scale X-wing, and I know people who built the C-3PO and the what's the other one, the scooter bike one, and of course the small little AT-ST, and everyone's raving about those. But the X-wing was okay because it came under the customs price, the £15 level, and anything else is too expensive. You're not tempted by the new mosquito, the bigger one?
I'm not, Liam. I know there's the Tamaya one, and then there's the Hong Kong model, or Hong Kong model, yeah.
Well, the tomato one's bad enough, I
No,
think. So
no, I wouldn't
I
be,
think,
Liam, I'll be quite honest with you.
no, I think Randall might put it on his Christmas wish list, but it's you'd have to do it justice. It's like 100 160, 170 pounds or something,
Oh.
just for the one kit. No, it's just too much. Nobody else seems to be about tonight. Let me just see. See if Andrew's available to add him in. You've got a good connection tonight, Andy, and that's just on your the Wi-Fi.
Yes, I fixed the problem.
You're much better than usual. Oh, it's the same thing I talked about, the little
Yeah, but
extender.
it worked.
Yeah. And that's using, is it the Wi-Fi extender, or is it the one with using the mains wiring?
Wi-Fi range extender.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not, you know me, I'm not very techy with stuff like this. I can just about sync my iPhone, but it works.
Funny, I had been experimenting with one earlier on today. I can't remember the name of the company, but it works, but it was no faster than what I'm getting, so there was no advantage.
Well, that one's working. It's when I went upstairs in the house, bearing in mind what are we? A good 60, 70 feet from the router and through the brick wall into the front of the front room. If I go upstairs in the bedroom, I get a better signal off the workshop at the bottom of the garden than I do off the one in the house.
Why am I not surprised? Yes,
I'm not, and it was 30 quid from Argos, and it works really well. And it's literally plug it and play, and if you're not close enough, it blinks with the left arrow, right arrow, where. So I was going to put it in the brick shed halfway down the garden at first, and then it kind of worked, but the signal was dropping out, and I just thought, well, I'll plug it inside here and see. Because basically I'm in a big foil line bucket, so and it worked.
Well, and do you have to angle the little antennae a certain way, or just?
Yeah, they're like pointing out the windows. So.
Right. Oh, that's interesting. No, I mean, definitely, compared with even when you were at home previously, that it was never as good as it is on this.
It's crystal clear. I've got now. My tablet still won't work the Hangouts, but I think that's just because it is literally full of stuff. The memory's zero now. So
right. Yeah, I know the processor power has to be fairly decent on them, quad core and things like this to get it. But I don't know. You're still on the BlackBerry, Aiden? Is that what you're using?
Who, me?
No, Aiden.
No, I've got an Asus tablet there. I don't know what's coming through at the other end, Liam, I'll be quite honest with you.
It's adequate. It's fine. We can see and so on. I mean, the light from the door and the light, sort of makes it a bit underexposed, I think, compared with if you angled it more towards your left shoulder. That's better.
Is that any better?
Yeah.
That's the overhead light. I'm going to move the shade a wee bit as well. Yeah, but it means clicking down shells and directing them. And
what have you got a clock on the wall for? That means you come in at a certain time. You're told be in here at 10 o'clock.
But the thing about it is, whenever I come out in the springtime, it hadn't changed since the hour had gone forward.
Oh, very good.
Hibernation. That was sad.
You're not finding it too cold?
It's unbelievable, Liam. If we told anybody about our summers, they would.
It's like a Tasmanian winter.
It really is autumn.
It's just crazy, I know. Well, what about, are you feeling it okay, Andy? I suppose, but you're down, you're a lot further south than us, so.
It's all right. It's not bad. It's warm in here.
Yeah, well, that's good. I mean, as long as it lasts. I don't know. Do you just stop Aiden once it gets into like November time, or?
I do. This is my first winter out in the shed. and sort of done my bits and pieces just to get out of the house lane, you know.
Yeah.
And a wee bit disappointed now. I tried my best to make it weatherproof, but I did see a wee bit of rough spots and different tools and things like that, you know.
I know Andy has spent a hell of a lot of time sort of. You used bubble wrap first, and then
kitchen foil and bubble wrap, and just shed loads of it.
Yeah, and then you've surfaced it with some kind of
like a very thin styrofoam sheet, just to. That was it, and then I skimmed it with 6mm ply. Good thick lining paper and paint, and that was it.
Well, I think I have good insulation. It's a fiberglass board that was reclaimed.
It's just, you know, I'm in a garage, and
sorry,
I've got brickwork, but even then, I think it's into sort of December, January. It's still bloody cold, so that's why I worry about, you know, that if you probably are restricted. Whereas I think Andy's done the right thing with the layers and so on. Hopefully, he can get away with it. What do you want to be getting a blow heater, Andy, or a radiant heater?
Time will tell. No, when it gets colder, I'll see how it goes. But there's they have them on eBay. They're about 20 or 30 quid, and they just look like a halogen lamp. They're like a greenhouse shed heater. They're low. They don't use a lot of lecky, and
that's the danger. I mean, it's not here now, but normally I have it's like I always remember watching Steve Neal's videos, and Steve always had it's one of those artificial fireplaces, you know, that looks like a little wood burner.
Yeah.
And that's what I normally have sitting here, but I sort of have to have it on and off. You can't sit with it too close to you end up cooked. But
no, I mean, I've got a blow heater, and that probably costs about £5 a minute to run.
Yes.
And then I've got a big oil one on wheels. That's the same.
Do you find them any good?
Pardon?
Do you find them any good?
The blow heater is fantastic. It's just
no.
It's a second mortgage to run. It's ridiculous.
Do you mean the oil ones, Keith? The ones that are filled with oil? Yes.
Yeah, they work. But I mean, I'm in an 18. It's 18 foot across by 10 foot. So if I put it at the other wall, I probably wouldn't feel it at the other half. You've got to be next to one of those things to take the benefit of it. That's the only problem. So
I know, Richard. You seem to be indoors.
Oh, I'm indoors.
we're just discussing the merits or not of having your own sort of man cave type hot.
I think it's fine having a man cave if you're in a warm climate, but not in this country.
No, and especially where we are, it's surprising. My daughter lives in Cambridge, and the difference between Cambridge and here can be as much as 10 degrees sometimes.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
And as we're just saying, Aidan's saying, this year in particular has been, my wife and I were out of walk tonight, and it was bloody freezing. I was going to wear shorts, and I went out, I stepped out the front door, nope, back on the long trousers.
I'm going to put my Arctic survival gear on.
How's the runabout going?
It's not going too bad, actually. Keith knows exactly where I am. We had a little chat last night. I'm actually, as I confessed to Keith yesterday, I'm well ahead of where I am on the videos. But I'll show you the progress that I've got so far. I'm actually working on the actual ship itself now. So you see there, we've got the rear navigation lights in. I've also got the warp core lit up, and I've also got the warning beacons in as well around the warp core.
Very, very, very nice. What do you think, Andy?
I like it. I do like it. It's just dawned on me who it is. I've been off the community too long, Liam. I'm cracking
Yes,
up.
I know.
Yeah.
And the problem is, these people have silly names, and then it takes me a few goes to remember that it's Richard, or you know, I know we all do it. I mean, originally I was Kittimer for everything, and then no.
Well, that's it. I don't think it helps because, you know, on YouTube I go under Donuts in Space, so you know.
Yeah.
I still get people call me Donuts.
Well, I nearly did, but I didn't.
That's fine. I mean, I don't mind.
Donuts.
Say to people, I mean, it was my nickname when I was a kid. My mum used to call me Dicky Donut, and I used to absolutely hate it. But for some reason, in the past 10 years, I've thought, well, actually, do you know what? I like that nickname now. So
it works. It's funny when I go to add Keith onto the things, I still get the old Keith, because you have two profiles, I think, on Google Plus, Keith.
Not that you do.
Yeah, you get you get this strange. Your picture is it the old picture? You have an old picture that for some reason I don't know why it is, but if I try to add you in, just to see if I can bring it up, probably can't, but just see what comes up here. Because I do get two Keith. Yeah, I get.
So going on to the man cave. I mean Tasmania's weather's pretty gross.
That's balmy.
Yeah.
is it still snowing, Keith?
No, surprisingly not. It snowed absolutely everywhere. Like we got all these pictures from friends from Kingston, which is, it's about an hour, one direction. Not very far. Loads of snow down here. A smattering, if that. As soon as as the sun came up, it disappeared. It's like you've got to. It was slippery enough, but the weather here is more the gross wind. It's we get the Arctic wind, so it is accidentally cold out in the wind here, because we're pretty much the last step before the Antarctica. So it does get pretty cold. You don't think it does, but it gets. It's awful, and the winds and the rain, and it's very pretty down here though.
Yeah.
But nothing like England where you get sort of snow, dig your car out and stuff like that.
No, we haven't had that yet. We haven't had snow like that in Milton Keynes for quite some time actually. In fact, the last time it snowed, it was gone within sort of like a couple of hours.
But I think it's all those roundabouts. You see the roundabouts, the cars go around so many times it heats up the snow and it disappears quicker.
It does, yeah. That's true, actually. Yeah. it's actually good for sliding in as well, actually, around the roundabouts.
Yeah, oh dear.
Yeah.
This is just I've driven through Milton Keynes twice, and it's one of those things you just remember the roundabouts. I know everyone says that, but it's just that.
I'm actually surprised, Liam, that you made it out of Milton Keynes.
It was the we were using a GPS system, and normally a GPS system, in 300 yards, take the third exit from the roundabout, and that might be it then for 10 miles or something. But in Milton Keynes, it's in 100 yards, take the second exit from the roundabout. In 100 yards, take the third exit from the roundabout. In 100 yards, take the third exit. It's a crazy place, Keith. It's just roundabout after roundabout after roundabout. Planners, they thought they were doing a good thing when they did it, but
they decided to build it on the American grid system.
Yeah.
But rather than putting traffic lights in every 10 yards like they do in London, they thought, I know, let's put roundabouts in.
Oh.
So in one respect, it's quite good, but
we've got lots of roundabouts. Absolutely loads of them, and I hate them. Absolutely hate them.
So it made me laugh because I went to see my cousins in Canada, and they live in a little town called Brantford, which is just outside Toronto, and they had their first ever roundabout installed. So the local police with the local council leafleted everybody and said, well, look, these are the rules and the regulations about taking a roundabout. And my cousins were trying to teach me how to take this roundabout, and before he even got halfway through what he was trying to tell me, I'd actually gone through the roundabout. And it's like, oh, you've done this all before then? And I'm like, uh-huh.
That happened to us in 2010. We were in the States, and we were in a place called Sedona in Arizona.
Yeah.
And it was the first place, I think, within 500 miles that has ever had a roundabout. and it just literally opened that day we arrived, and the Americans were all petrified. What do we do? Just sitting there, they all came around of it, didn't know what to do. Just strange how we're used to one way of driving.
Well, they're used to really straight roads, though, aren't they? That go on forever. So.
Here's another question to do with man caves. Then, if come the winter time, what about the paint, Andy or Aidan? You don't worry about it freezing.
I was a wee bit concerned about that Liam, if it got too low a temperature, it break down maybe the whole consistency or the body of it. But it seems to be okay.
I worried a little bit about it out here, but again, it's been okay so far. So.
Well, given the the weather and the wind and whatnot else down here, I had to basically get out of the house as well. So I just got a small builder's pack. I got a large builder's pack for the house, obviously, but I got a small builder's pack and framed up 2 3-meter studios.
So are you physically connected to the house, or do you have to go out of the house to get into the?
No, I have to go out of the house. So we're about 20 meters away from the house.
Right.
And these are just they just look like 2 freestanding blocks, basically, with a surfboard type roof. So I built them, and my wife's studio is about 1.5 meters away from mine, so they're basically side by side. Then I built a deck in between the two, and then of course I had to put laser light, a clear roof between the two as well. So basically, if you wanted to, you could open it up and have, I don't know, 6, 7 meter, 7.5 meter or so studio if you wanted to. Hey, what's that?
I said kick her out and build it.
Yeah. Well, funnily enough, she's moving at Christmas time. I'm sort of thinking, I could always fill it. But yeah, so it was just a matter of framing up the 2 studios and framing the roof up and whatnot else. And I didn't go too crazy on the outside. I just stuck tin, just corrugated tin on the outside.
Okay.
It's coloured. There's stuff called coloured. It's a nice tin, but the first layer back from the tin is this isolation stuff, which is like a foil, which is really good. And behind that, we have these fiberglass bats. We call them pink bats. They're sort of a reasonably thick, fiberglass type of insulation bat. So I stuck that all through the walls, and I stuck really thick ones in the ceiling, and I stuck them in the floor, and made another subfloor underneath. So
does it work both ways in the wintertime? Well, you're in the wintertime now, so it's been keeping relatively warm. What about the reverse of that in the summertime when the sun?
In the wintertime, it can be 0 degrees or -2, -3, and you wouldn't know it. It's just I got a little fan heater here.
But what I mean is, when the sun's beating down, if the sun ever beats down in Tasmania, when the sun's beating down in the summertime, do you end up too hot? It'll be the same with, I know I've been in my previous house, we had a shed, and you just could not use it in the summertime, but that was just the basic single, the ordinary frame.
Yeah, no, if you're from building a fair few things, if you do it the right way, if you have like your outer skin, then you have a isolation layer, then you have insulation layer, then you line it out. I've used cement sheeting in here rather than plasterboard, because I find plasterboard to be very weak. We have 10mm plasterboard generally people line the inside of their houses out with, and I find you can come up to it and you bang, and you just go straight through it. It's very weak stuff. So I use cement sheeting, which is a little bit thinner, but the insulation value is a lot better as well. And no, you can get to 30-something degrees down here, and It's fine. So it's fine both ways. If you build it the right way, you shouldn't have any problems. You know, if you insulate it properly. Like my main house, I converted a giant shed basically as my main house. So I converted a giant shed. So I lined that out with pine, with wood, and then plastered it and whatnot else. And so on the outside, it just looks like a shed with windows, but on the inside, it looks like a normal house. And actually, people, because they used to build houses down here without isolation, without insulation, just wood or brick or on the outside and plaster on the inside, houses down here can get really hot or really cold. So you spend an awful lot on heating or cooling or whatever. Whereas we've got reverse cycle air conditioners down here, which is basically a giant air pump outside and a little bank up on the wall. And I've got one of those in the main house, and it keeps it at like 21 degrees, and you don't really know. And people come in to my house and they go, "How do I get my house like this?" It's like, yeah, it's funny, You just, all you need to do is put a lot more insulation in it. And it makes an absolute world of difference. It really does.
What about? I know I had an issue last year with mice because this garage door here. I don't know. You probably can't see it, and it's too dark outside. But there's a gap that runs all. I've tried different things, but I keep getting mice. Okay, I catch them or I kill them, whichever it may be, depending on what I'm using. But that's what I wonder. Aidan and Andy both being outside. I assume in Tasmania you are issues with our sort of things getting, but mice is an issue for us here. But and if they do get in the boxes,
we have a massive mice infestation. That they just in Tasmania, they're absolutely everywhere. Every household just about has a mouse problem.
Well, I don't know if you'll have any issues, Andy. I don't know.
Nah, electrified doormat.
I haven't thought of that one. That's a good idea. No, I know it wasn't when I was using it for modelling, but previously we had stuff stored out here, and they just eat their way through the boxes. So I just worry about Wayne has the right idea.
Yeah.
It's a bit vicious, Wayne. I don't know if is that an air rifle?
Pardon?
Is it an air rifle?
Yes. I've got to go pigeon shooting soon.
My problem would be I would probably get a ricochet before it kill me. The amount of space that's on here, so.
I don't know if not me. It's related. Skegness, my boss has recently bought the local model village. It's also the country.
You're breaking up badly at my end, Wayne. You're breaking up badly at my end. I don't know if anyone else can hear him okay.
On and off.
On and off, that's the problem. Yeah.
He's gone again, isn't he?
My language. Beat. What it is my boss is going to revamp the local model village, which he's recently bought this year. But he's looking for someone professional model maker. So, of course, he's asked me if you know anyone. But I'm asking the community, everyone online, might know one.
You're talking large scale. You wouldn't try large scale. That's the wrong way to describe it. You're talking large models, so you're talking waist height type of thing. That's the sort of stuff.
Yeah, that 116G scale and model train. I remember seeing somebody advertising doing garden buildings and stuff like that, but I can't remember his name. So
there's that magazine, Toy and Model Collector. You would tend to get a lot more stuff in that relating to train stuff, dolls, houses, that type of thing, and so on. I don't know if there's anybody in there. You could have a look at Toy. That's the correct name, I think. Toy and Model Collector.
Yeah, and it's a place in just outside. I know there's somebody in Peterborough who does like the G scale stuff. But like my boss is going to revamp, give it it hasn't changed much since the 1960s basically. So it needs a bit of TLC, bit of revamping.
And this is outside as well.
Yeah,
The open air, the open air as well. It's going to have to be very durable.
and open to vandals.
Right. I would say it's almost impossible to protect.
We've got a model village near us, and it's locked up like Fort Knox.
That's a very different. I don't know if anyone on any of the communities that would be into that side of things at all, but that's why I'm suggesting the Toy and Model Collector magazine, because I know in that there's any amount of coverage of model railway stuff.
Then because the place in Peterborough, there's advertisement for collar scale railway diorama stuff and buildings and.
But even it's the kind of thing you would get in stately homes and places like that. I'm just trying to find the correct name. I think that's the right name for the magazine, but I used to buy it because it used to have a fairly big sci-fi section in it, but then they changed just to being no, it's actually a model collector magazine, model collector. They have an online site. I don't know, you could have a look and see. You might find something there, but because there's a supplier section and so on. But it's an odd one. I think.
I say if I can find a really good person without, because otherwise you may have to go outside the country and get someone and have to pay the fortune.
Well, I think no matter who is doing it, it's going to be expensive.
Yeah.
And then you would need to have sort of a modern themes amongst it as well. You might have to have a sci-fi section or something, to try and attract people. But
actually, it's been since it's been open, we've had larger numbers than they've had last year. To tell you the truth.
How large an area are you talking? Are you talking a sort of a
2 acres.
2 acres? Oh God, right. That sounds like a lifetime's work, but.
He's bought the land just in case he wants to redevelop it, but I think because of the reward they've got off it, Daily Telegraph as well, so it's amazing.
Okay. I don't know. It's something I wouldn't have a clue. That's why I'm just clutching at straws with that suggestion of the magazine. But unless he would do something in the way of local radio and ask if there's someone.
Yeah, like he said, come to me, and I thought I'd say, get out there, you know something.
It's not.
That's not.
It definitely does not sound like a one-man job. There's just no way one man could produce. You're talking years to do all that, probably.
Right. Yeah, but the thing was, it's a good base to start off with, and the buildings that are there, they've stood the test of time. They stood whatever vandals and stuff like that.
So. Interesting one. I have just something I've never heard anyone ask about before. So.
If anybody's interested.
Yeah. Well, again, I mean, this is always broadcast. Perhaps someone watching might be aware of something. If they are, they'll come back to me, and I'll let you know if anyone says anything. So what?
One more thing. Yes. I messaged Smith 109 sale in the local model shop. I may get that and just do a shot up version of it.
What scale?
148 scale. It's an FX.
Yeah. I just suppose that's the new one.
No, actually, it's been in there for a while because the box is quite faded, so it's a red. But it's I thought I might do it for like a Battle of Britain.
Yeah, I know there seems to be a few of the groups doing Battle of Britain stuff, but I think even Jack was on about the Amazing Classic survey when he did it, that the answers that came back were that most people wanted sci-fi. That was the biggest vote, which I was surprised at as well. I didn't expect that. I thought it would have been fairly.
I can't comment.
You can't comment.
Yeah, I didn't play, so I don't get. I can't complain.
Oh, I know. But no, but it's still been the other thing that seemed to come up in the conversation in the hangout last night was from watching it was we all build everything. We're not just sci-fi builders. We build it. Well, most of us anyway build our things. I mean,
I say I got that Battlestar Galactica kit and I got that HPV Killer kit. So I'm trying some sci-fi. I'm doing a car now. So
yeah. I mean, I think we're all. Originally, when I started building again, it was sci-fi, but then I've started doing other things since, and I haven't done any sci-fi for a while. Richard, what are you going to put that in a diorama, or is it just going to be a display platform, or what are you?
No, it is going to go on a diorama. I'm just waiting for my friend to build the base for me,
Right.
Because I'm horrendously rubbish at woodwork. So is doing the base for me, and I'm just going to then build the diorama on the top of that. But the display is going to be I think just over 40 centimeters in width and 30 centimeters in length, so it's fairly big.
That's not a bad size, yeah. You know, it's not something that's going to be too big to. Funny, I was watching Lou Dalmasso. Lou's doing the 2001 Odyssey. You know, the Odyssey, the Discovery.
Yeah.
Building it, and it's a small version of it, but it's still you know, mantelpiece sized.
That's yeah. I don't know whether you know him. Kenny at Mindless Model Works.
Oh yeah, whose birthday is on.
He's done Discovery from and I think his was the 32-inch long one.
I think it's the same size that Lou's doing, yeah.
And it did look really, really good, actually.
Oh yeah, but
I was thinking, I want one.
It's always the way. Every time someone appears with something on here, you see it and think, that would be nice. It's like.
One of the other things I've noticed as well is people sort of do these builds, especially like Boyd from Fretworks at the moment. He's been doing sort of Mad Max builds and stuff like that, and of course he's been doing those builds, and I'm thinking, damn, do you know what? I've got to go and watch the film now.
Yes.
No.
Well, it's sort of it's not a great. Well, the new version I don't think is great. Just flashbang wallop, just constantly in your face, but it works, I suppose. It's the same with the Discovery thing. I mean, I haven't watched 2001 for a while, but it'll probably send me off and want to watch it again. I'm surprised there's not more for the Back to the Future stuff this year. The anniversary is in October.
Yeah,
or the date that was supposed to be the future. Sorry, in October.
Yeah. I mean, I've only seen a few kits out for that, you know, and that's just the normal DeLorean, the one that's in the second film, and then the one that's in the third film. And
we'll talk about.
Yeah, and they're the only ones I've seen.
Yeah.
You know, but
nice. And they're quite small scale. They're all, I think, 1/24 scale. I think they are.
1/24 or 1/25. Yeah, something like that. So they're not huge. Because I mean, I was thinking about buying the 1/16 scale General Lee, and then because Boyd's doing one of those on his show at the moment. But he said that there's just so many issues with the wheels that don't fit properly, and that you have to start shaving the brake discs down and shaving that down. And I'm like, you know what? When I do a car build, I just want to put it together.
Yeah, that's the only reason I love this, because it just fell together. It was just so well. 2013 kit, and I think that's the reason. But it just the previous car that I tried to build, Christine, which is still sitting, as Andy knows, is sitting here on the shelf looking at me. That thing is possessed. It's an awful kit. 4 times it went through brake fluid to strip it, because I just could not. The paintwork just fought me every single time. And I probably will eventually go back to it, but in the meantime, I hate the thing.
You've always got your nemesis, haven't you?
Oh no, Aidan, you've never done a car. No, you're aircraft true and true. Can't hear me. It's on.
On.
Have you gone?
It looks like it is kind of stopped dead there, isn't he?
Andy, you haven't done the DeLorean.
Is it bad reception? So
You haven't done the DeLorean, yeah. Andy, sorry, I was trying to talk to Aidan, but this. Sorry, can you hear me okay, Andy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was saying, have you done the DeLorean?
Nah, I want one. Definitely.
I know a friend of mine at work bought one, and he's never built a model, so he was expecting, to make the thing look amazing. And then I tried to explain to him that the amount of time and effort involved in it.
Yeah, wake up call.
Yeah. It'd be interesting if he, and funny enough, another guy who saw this Beetle, he has the Samba, the Volkswagen Samba bus, the one with the 28 windows, the original 1959 one.
Yeah, yeah.
And he wants me to build one of those, so he's ordered the Revell kit. So I don't know. I hope I do a good enough job of it, but
I got one of those to build.
Yeah. This guy he got a really dilapidated bus, and I was told he spent £70,000 on it.
That's quite believable, really.
Yeah, because he bought all the authentic parts, all 1958 or 59 parts.
Yeah, yeah.
Even the Volkswagen symbol on the front of it is about 12 inches across or something.
They are massive, yeah.
And they're £400 or £500 by themselves.
Yeah.
And they have to be re-chromed and all. It's just insane. I couldn't believe it when I heard what he was spending. He uses it for wedding photographs.
Oh, he's going to make his money back on it then.
He's trying to, but people are. It's the one with an open roof. The roof goes back and everything on it.
Yeah.
It is attractive, but people will only pay so much for a vehicle. It's interesting, but.
Well, no, that's it. Yeah, I mean, if I was to ever get married, which I'm never going to do, but if I were to get married, I wouldn't want to turn up in a limousine. I'd want to turn up in something like that. I mean, I saw. Where was I coming back? I was coming back from somewhere last week, and the old London taxi cabs.
Yeah.
A guy had one of those as a wedding car, convertible.
Awesome.
It was painted in sort of turquoise blue and white with like red pinstriping down it. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. and somebody paid for that.
Yeah. Everyone wants to be different too, I suppose, but then you get the practicalities of getting the dress in the door and all that rubbish. But
well, that's it. Yeah, I suppose you could in the back of one of those because they're quite roomy. But yeah, there was another one that I saw actually. It was a Beetle, and it had actually been stretched.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of stretched Beetles. Hello.
I'm like, wow.
I mean, they must have terrible trouble with the the support in the centre. They must have massive.
I would imagine. Yeah, I would imagine they've used cross beams on that to help give it some support. But it looked quite interesting. I thought, yeah, that's actually. It wasn't a big sort of stretch. It's only about sort of 2 foot maybe, but I thought, wow, and it was all decked out on the inside. Yeah. The rear seats looked like one of those old Chesterfields. I'm like, wow, that did look quite cool.
When you're in the States, you see the cars in the States, and you just think, it's insane when you see what they do with them.
Yeah.
So what's after the runabout then? Anything else in the schedule, or is that a secret?
No, I'm doing the 1350 Enterprise refit. Right. That's for a group build. So yeah, that's my 5th model in to getting back into building, and I'm tackling something as big as that. So I'm mad.
I don't think you'll have any problems. I think what you've been doing with the build, I think you're there.
I agree, Keith. I think you're right. Yes, I think he's struggled quite well so far.
Thank you for the vote of confidence. But it's a ship that I've always wanted to do. So I'm going to do that. Yeah. I think the one after that I'm going to attempt to do, which is completely different, is a vacuum form USS Grissom.
Right.
And you can get that on the JT Graphics website, and it's only about 50 quid, I think it was.
Have you ever worked with back form mode?
Yeah, I've never worked with it before either. I mean, I saw a build online. It was just pictures though. It weren't actually sort of like a proper full-on instructional video.
It's obviously a hell of a lot of extra work in terms of support and things like that and internal systems.
Yeah, I was about to say,
I would imagine there is.
Is
Sorry.
the grid
with a vacuum form, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you need to?
Sorry, say that again.
With a vacuum form.
Yeah, it's
Go ahead, Keith. Sorry, someone jumped.
With a vacuum form, wouldn't you need to? I've never worked on them myself either, but given the fact that they have a very limited lip on them, I mean, it's just a size, pretty much, or thickness of the plastic coming together. Wouldn't you actually need to put a lip on the inside of like one of the pieces all the way around? So when they join together, you could actually join them together properly. Wouldn't you have to do that? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, this sort of like sort of pictorial, I guess you can call it, that I saw. This guy did actually do that. I mean, he didn't put a big strip around the outside, but he put sort of I think it was either 4 or 6 just strips going up around the outside, so it gave it something to sort of butt up against.
Yeah, I'd be a little bit afraid that you would squish the side and it would break seams all the time. I mean, there's not that much for it to grab to.
Yeah, I mean that's the only problem. I mean, I think I would, myself, I think I would do what you said, just put a big band around the outside around the inside edge of one of them, and then put the other one directly over the top of that.
If it's like the Defiant, I mean the Defiant
was a pig.
Yeah, well, because of the same issue, because it's got no internal. Yeah, you see, so it's probably the same. I know a lot of people do backform aircraft.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go there. I just think it's insanity, but it's just.
Yeah.
Is the Grissom and Oberth? Is it the Oberth class?
It is indeed. Yeah. There's one that the Klingons blew up.
Yeah, check out. Liam knows Andy Johns. He's built that vac form kit.
Has it?
Oh, okay.
Do you know Andy, Richard?
Well, it's been a couple of years. I think he's been putting it down and picking it up for a while. It's a pain in the.
Yeah, it's one of those builds. Yeah.
But when it's done, magnificent. Do you know what I mean? He's lit it and everything. Yeah.
But Andy Johns, did you say?
Andy Johns, he did the JJ build with me at the time.
Oh right, okay.
He's a good builder, but he's been doing that Oberth kit. I don't know if he's done it as the Grissom or whatever, but I know he had an Oberth vac form, and from what he showed me and what the pictures he's got on his stand, it looks like a right pig. But when it's done, I mean, if you want an Oberth, you've got to get a vac form, haven't you?
Yeah, that's the only way that you can do it. Because I mean, I've got the 1537 Enterprise refit, and I've also got the Reliant. So they're all really from the same kind of, well, from Star Trek 2 and Star Trek 3. So and they're all in 1357 scale, even the Oberth class. So I think it's worth having all 3 of those put together. So I'll just go through the pain. Yeah, that's the one. I love that shit.
That's scrap. That was I got about 100 Star Trek books, and for some reason this was in the bottom of the box in pieces. Someone had obviously built it and then broke it up, and so I didn't throw it away. I just held on to it in case it would ever come useful. You can
scratch build.
You see how yellow the decals have gotten over time. So, and funny, the same box had this, Richard.
Oh, fantastic!
But that's I've got a proper version since it's just I wouldn't attempt to try and do anything with it. I think it's just too far gone. But
yeah.
If anyone wants it, you never know.
You remember what?
Put it in a bath of brake fluid and clean it up. It might be.
Yeah, no, you never know. But it's been broken. I don't know if you can see how well this will do, but it's all the bits have been broken off.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
So you remember what I was doing with that runabout that I got given, Liam?
Oh, it's that long ago now. Oh, hold on. Someone's trying to come in. Hold on, 1 second. Decline, because I'm not joining anyone else on there. It's almost time. Go away. Hold on a second.
Leave me alone.
That's fair now. Because it's just about time I'm going to have to head on now, guys. But But no, which one, Andy? Trying to think.
I bought a little stack of about 5 or 6 kits.
Yeah.
And then a few days after winning it on eBay, I messaged the person who posted it saying, "I saw about the delay. I stuck an extra kit in for you. It's been built, but you could do something with it." Anyway, it was a runabout. The two halves of the body were stuck together with what looked like polyfiller, and then.
Oh, he's gone.
No, my phone's bloody ringing. Yeah, and it was in a real bad state. So I've basically drilled the windows back out, which were glued, and they were like solid resin pieces. All the panels are smooth on it, and I'm doing like a Section 31 style runabout.
Yeah.
I'll have to dig it out for next week and show you. It's all black, and it's all like.
Please. It's time for me to go to bed. Not go to bed, literally, but you know what I'm saying. I know it's Andy Pandy's and all that sort of stuff. That's showing my age now. It's terrible. But no, I'm great to see Keith, Richard, and Andy. Great to see you all here on tonight. Hopefully, Andy, this will be a regular thing if you can make it now.
Yeah, every Monday night I'm free now.
Well, same here. Usually now, Monday's usually my best night when I'm out here because there's 3 soaps on television, so I get an hour and a half. Okay, guys, I'll let you go because obviously, Andy, somebody's trying to get a hold of you there. So
yeah, I better shoot. I'll see you later.
Okay. Good night.